G'day friends, and welcome to our Anything Goes Saturday, where Robbie and myself share a project created with anything we may have in our stash. Today I'm going to be sharing on how I created this cute little folio. I did it some time ago, but I thought I would dig it out and share with you how I did it. But in saying that, it's going to be a little bit different. So we've got a couple of double pockets here. This folds out, and then we have a pocket here which I accidentally glued up. But we're going to change this back page anyhow, so we're not going to do the pocket. I'm dangerous with those things. Okay, so we'll bring in our bits and pieces. Now, I may not get to decorate it, but we will be completing it. Okay, so this is our little folio. I will have all the measurements below for you to create your own. I meant to write the measurements on here, but I forgot. So we're going to bring in our bits and pieces. I've got lots and lots of layers, and I've got them all together so that I wouldn't mix them up. So we'll do all our layers first. I've done all our scoring. So it has a 1/4 inch spine on the base, and then I think it measures about 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. Because I wanted to do it so that you could get it from an A4 sheet of cardstock. Now I've only done a very narrow border around the paper and the piece of black. Black cardstock it is. Now the base is a piece of cardstock that I've had, that's come from my wedding cardstock supply. I've still got a lot left over from when I was doing wedding invitations a long time ago. Now I wanted it to go across, but it doesn't matter. We'll take it up and down. Yep. Now, with the basic black, I've left a 1/4 inch all the way around, okay? But the other piece, the DSP, only has about 1/8 inch. You can use tape on this, but with because this is so small, I don't think you really need it. Now, if you wanted to, you could have added ribbon to tie it up. So add your ribbon before you stick your layers down. I'm not going to worry about the ribbon because I found that it closes pretty easy and keeps shut by itself. Okay, so now we're going to do the inside, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I get all this right. So first up, we're going to put our pieces together, our layers. Now, you don't have to do the layers if you don't want to. you could easily stick the paper straight to your cardstock. But I'm doing a basic black layer on throughout the whole card. Okay, or the folio. So that's one. I'm not going to stick this down yet because I want to make sure that it actually fits across our folio first. So we'll leave that there. That's that one. I should have another piece. Oh, don't tell me I've done the same. I've got myself in a real... Okay. Let's see how we go, eh? We might just stick everything down first and then work it out. How wide is that? 2 inches, 2.5. Okay. So we'll put that there. These two pieces are going to go together. Now there is a link to Robbie's project as well, so be sure to click on the link below in the description to check out to see what she's created. So that's done. And we've got a couple more. As I said, you don't have to put all the layers on if you don't want to. I do like layers, but you've got to allow in your folio for layers as well. 1, 2, so we'll do this one as well. I think that's all. I have got a couple more, but I'm just going to show you a few things once it's together with these layers, all right? So we'll just put that aside for the moment. Okay, now let's figure out what we're going to do here. On this side, we are going to put a pocket, but in saying that, one. It's going to be a double pocket, okay? So that can go there like that, and then we're going to put this piece here. Okay, that may work. So let's do this first. Now you can cut 2 extra pieces of paper and cardstock the same size as your front and put them in here on the front inside and on the back inside. But just to save a little bit of paper, I've adjusted it so that you just need a tiny bit showing, okay? Because you're not going to see all this section. Now, that's going to go like that. Just want to make sure this fits across here. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I really confused myself with pockets, but we're safe so far. I think I get a bit carried away and then forget that, oh hell, we're doing a pocket, that's right. Okay, then this one is going to go on here. Now, I did make these two pockets the same, but I've cut the same piece out, so we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to use this smaller one and it'll still work. So what we're going to do is just place this here, and we're going to place this probably about there. We'll use this line as our placement, eh? And that way we shouldn't see the bottom, of our pocket. So this is the pocket. This is the pocket. I've got to keep telling myself that. So we only want to put the glue, just a narrow application down the side, both sides, and along the bottom, eh? Making sure your pocket's up the right way before you put it down, and put it against our mark, just like that. And your black pieces of cardstock should actually match it if we've done it right, okay? Don't worry about if any of the glue comes out the sides, just wipe it away. And I get my bone folder and I just go along the bottom, just to burnish it down, and along the sides. Because of the layers, it just makes that little bit thicker. And if you rub it across like this, you may not adhere it. You may not stick it down properly. Okay? Now don't put anything inside these pockets yet until they are completely dry. Just hold off. And then what we're going to do is put this one down the bottom. So this is a pocket, this is a pocket. And again, we're just doing the same thing, applying a small line of adhesive. You can use tape if you want to, but I would try and get the 1/8 inch tape if I could, just like that. And again, just grab your bone folder, making sure all your black pieces line up, or whatever colour you're using, or if you're not using a layer, your DSP lines up, or your papers line up. Okie dokie. And that's it. Again, don't put anything in your pockets. So that's done. Then we've got a fold out flap. Oh, that's not that fold out flap. This is our velvet flap. Okay, and it folds out like that, and it will fold out like that. I've already pre-scored it, and we're going to put this on first. So I've scored it 1/2 inch on the side, and we're going to apply adhesive to the side. Just like that. And we're just going to turn this over, and we're just going to put it down the side of that scored line. Not right on your score line, if you can see that. Not right on the score line, but just probably just beside it. And at the same time, you're going to make sure this is nice and even along the top and along the bottom. And once you're happy with that, you're then gonna, I'm just testing this out. Burnish along that line. Okay. Turn it over and burnish along that line again. Okie dokie. Now we're not going to put any paper on either these or either of those, because these are for photos. And we don't want to make our folio too big or too wide, too bulky. Okay, so that will fold up like that. I think that's how it is. It won't matter anyhow. Okay, so it folds out like that and then over like that. Easy peasy, eh? Now, when you create this piece, you may have to just trim off a little bit so that it doesn't get caught down the side. So I would just trim it off a fraction so that it folds back and forth nicely without getting caught. Then we're going to do our back. Now we're going to change the back because remember this was supposed to be a pocket. But I didn't do the pocket. Well, I did, but I stuck it together. So we're going to change it. So what we're going to do is create a flap. Okay, just like that. But before we do that, we're gonna, actually, I'll put this in first. We're gonna do this. So this has already been pre-scored along the top at 1/2 inch. Now the paper I'm using is the same paper that I've created the 6x8 album with, and I think I did a card last week with it, but I've got still a little bit left over, and I'm liking it so much that I thought, you know what, let's do this. Now you want the top to be even along the top, and you want it even along the sides, okay? Just like that. And you should be able to open this flap at the same time. So just test it out. Mine's a little bit wider, but that's all right. We'll trim that off. I have a little bit of glue coming. This is shimmer paper, so it's cardstock. It's really good. It just rubs off. Very thick cardstock too. Alright, I'm just going to burnish along that. And as I said, that just overlaps just a tiny bit, so just bear with me. I'm just going to take it over with the trimmer. And just even that side up. So that's all nicely even now. Okay, so that's done. Then we're going to bring in this piece and we're going to put this right here. Now, if you wanted to, you could have mitered these corners, but I don't worry about it. Okay, so this is going to go there like that. And then eventually, this will go here like that. Okie dokie, so we'll put this down first. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can place a photo right into place without putting this part on. But I just thought it'd be nice to decorate it. Just like that. Again, pressing down. To help your paper stick or your glue. And you're spreading your glue out evenly at the same time. So I'm just going to make sure this is all nicely squared away. It's not poking out the side, so that's good. We can now put this piece onto our cardstock. I don't like to put my final layers on until until I'm pretty sure that they're the right size. Sometimes I find when you're cutting, you might cut a little bit different. That's why I find it's very important to use the same trimmer throughout your albums or your folios. And always score and cut from the same side. So if you cut from the left side, keep cutting and scoring from the left side. If you cut from the right side, score from the right side, keep going that way. Now this is a pocket. This is a pocket. So we're going to put this along the bottom and along both sides, eh? And we're going to line this up so it's nice and square along the sides. And the bottom. Matching up your black layer and DSP or paper pattern at the same time, okay? And I'm just pushing that adhesive down, helping it to stick with my bone folder. Okay, so that's done. Now on this sheet, this little flap, I've left it blank because what you could do is add photos to here and also to here. So what we're going to do instead, whoops, I dropped my paper. If you didn't want to do that, you could always add paper onto it and then just put that on there like that, or on the inside like that, okay? But I'm just going to, this instance, we're just going to add a mat for our photo. That's one. I always like to check that I'm not doing it too thick too, so look at that, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that, okay? And we'll do the same for this one too, eh? just like that. And that is our folio finished. Look at that. Now I've cut a few maps just so that you can see what it looks like. So these are all 3x4s, or you could have it this way, 4x3. So we'll just put a couple in here and do it that way actually, because the 3x4s won't fit, they'll poke out the top. You can do smaller ones if you wanted to. And we'll put 2 in here. You could just put 1 if you wanted to. We'll just do 1 there. And this pocket, I'll be very gentle because we've just stuck that down. Just like that. Now I cut a couple of pretend photos to put on here. Ignore what's on the back because I just use rubbish cardstock or paper. And because I'm using cardstock too, it will make it thicker. If you put your photos in there, you're going to take off these white maps and put your photo in. And then all you're going to do, put your photo on there. One, two, now because this is cardstock, as I've mentioned, it will be a lot thicker than if you're just placing photos. There you go. So lots of room to hold photos, and then just close it up. And as I said, it does stay shut pretty good. You could, if you're going to add a ribbon, make sure you put your ribbon on before you do your glue your paper to the front and paper to the back. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed that, and I will decorate it later, and I will have I will post up a photo of the finished product sometime during the week. Okay, and don't forget to click on Robbie's blog, the description below, to check out to see what Robbie has created. Okay, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it, and enjoy your week. See ya. Hooray.